Sleeping is something we don't really think about. We just kind of lay down and, well, fall asleep. But it's not that easy for a lot of people. And there are a couple things that you need to do to have proper sleep, to sleep easily, and to sleep well. So, without further ado, here are tips and tricks for sleep. It's going to be a good one. Now, there are a couple things to remember before going to bed. Technology right before you go to sleep? Nope. What about doing your homework right before you go to bed? Well, nope. Okay, I don't know. Looking at population stuff before you go to bed. I wonder. Nope. That's right. You can't do anything that you would normally do. I mean, I guess you don't check the population charts or whatever normally. But a majority of things you normally do, like doing work, going on your phone, drawing maybe, writing even, you shouldn't do before you sleep. You can, but it'll make it very hard for you to fall asleep, as well as making it very hard for you to have a good night's sleep. You wake up in the morning feeling tired, even though you slept a full night. So what should you do before you go to sleep then? Well, that brings us to our first tip, which is reading. Now, some people don't enjoy reading, and some people absolutely love it. But no matter what, you should read before bed. That doesn't mean that you stay up extra late just reading. And that also doesn't mean you should only read like 10 minutes before you go to bed. Read until you feel sleepy. Even if it's really late at night when you finally get the chance to go to bed and read, you should be feeling sleepy before you stop. Otherwise, there is no point to doing the reading. Now, remember when I said that you can't do all technology and work and writing and drawing before you go to bed? Well, I actually have to make that worse. You can't do it a half hour before you go to bed. That brings us to the next tip, which is nothing. Do nothing for a half hour before you go to bed. Don't do anything at least mentally straining. Maybe just sit down and look outside, or if it's pouring rain or something, just take a break. Don't eat either. Definitely don't eat, and don't drink a lot of water, which brings us to our next tip. But just a quick recap, don't do anything that's mentally straining or any real activities for about a half hour before you try to go to sleep, or before you begin reading, then try to go to sleep. Oh, and you can read in that half hour as well. In fact, if you do, that'll help you fall asleep earlier. Now the next tip is don't drink water or eat for a while. I would suggest about an hour and a half before you begin your half hour of taking a break, or 2 hours before you begin trying to go to sleep. If you do either, then you'll probably wake up and have to go pee or have to use the bathroom in general, which can disrupt your sleep. And of course, you need to turn on the light to use the bathroom as well, and light can make it very hard to fall asleep if you're getting sleepy and trying to fall asleep, which brings me to my next tip. Make sure you turn off your light before you go to bed. Now, I know some people get scared, or maybe you just prefer to have your light on, and a lot of people think it helps them sleep, but trust me when I say it doesn't. In fact, it ruins a crucial part of sleep known as your circadian rhythm. Now, your circadian rhythm is a part of your brain that basically makes sure you sleep at the right time and place using light. So if you turn on your light when you sleep, it'll teach your brain that places with light in them are places you should sleep. And this will make it easier for you to fall asleep at work or at school. And it will also disrupt anything you really do during the day, because during the day, it's going to be light, and your brain is going to associate that with the time for sleeping. Instead, turn your light off right before you go to bed, or at least halfway through your reading time before you go to bed to help you sleep. Now, my last tip is a routine that you should follow before you go to bed. Now, this routine isn't like a specific physical thing that you should do, but it's more of a couple things that you should do before you go to bed to help you fall asleep, and some positions, or more so ways, that you should lay down in order to fall asleep fast and get deep sleep. Now, here's a clip of a good bedtime routine that includes things such as turning on a fan, laying down with the covers a certain way, and having certain noises playing. As you can see, the first thing I did was pick up some clutter around my bed just really quickly before I go to bed. Then I went over and I turned on my fan. It's easier to sleep when the room is cold, or not necessarily cold, but not warm. The room should be about in the 60s, maybe 64 degrees, and you can switch your temperature with the AC, or you can use a fan.
This is the sound of rain.
Just now, I also told my Google Home to play nature sounds to help me fall asleep, and then turned off the lights. And that's the best routine you can follow for a good night's sleep and to fall asleep fast. Also, I pull my covers up to my knees only. Don't sleep with your covers all the way up to your shoulders or up to your neck even, because makes it very warm and hard to sleep. Also, make sure you sleep with your eyes closed, or try to fall asleep with your eyes closed. If you try to fall asleep with your eyes open, you actually can fall asleep with your eyes open, and, well, you don't get the deepest of sleep, and it can be quite disorienting because it feels like you didn't sleep at all. Thank you for watching Sleep with yours truly. I hope these tips are useful to you, and I hope they're useful to anyone else you know who you tell them to. I'm Cookie Made It Easy, and I'm out.